Alright, hello everybody, Quackshooter here, welcome to the channel. I'm going to continue on where well, not necessarily where I left off. I had to restart with another 1,000, but I am going to, make some adjustments as I go. See what I can do. 2 hits, and I think after the first hit, well, actually after the second hit, we'll reduce down to just inside, and then if we hit another time, we'll reduce down to just the 6 and 8 and see how that works out. We're gonna just see how it goes. It's going to be a 4-1-5. Stay up there. 4-1-5. Of course, that's our come out roll, so it doesn't really matter. And I really should be working my come outs, I think, but I've gotten better. Well, I don't know if better is the word, luckier at not hitting 7s on the come out as much. Man. 2, 6, 8. That's going to be our first hit. And when we hit one more, we're going to reduce it down to 44 inside. Yeah, 44 inside. Assuming we can do that. 6, 2, 8. So 6, 2. So that brings everything down, but we're going to go ahead and pull these, the 4 and the 10, off the table so that our bets that are out there are less than what we just won, instead of having to build it up after a couple of hits. Of course, it's going to drop down a little bit, and that's something I need to think about, at least as far as this goes. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and do that. That's a 1-4-5. I don't know that that's going to be the way I want to go. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll do a continue. We're going to, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We won't work the come out again. One, 3, 4. It's always nice to not hit one of your numbers on the come out when you're not working, which is not easy to do when you're got all the numbers covered. Alright, so we're just gonna basically press each hit from here. Or not. 617. Plague 6-1. It's like, that's the one that pisses me off, if you know what I mean. That's the double off axis 7. That's it causes me anger. All right, so here we come again. We'll just pretend we weren't betting that last time, or we weren't the shooter that last time. But anyway, here we go. This time we're the shooter, so we better shoot well, right? Jeez. Anyway, come out 7, 5, 2, 7. We're gonna lose our ATS. Gonna reset. Actually, now we're gonna continue. I'm not sure what we're doing here. I'm not sure why I got this question on this one. We're just gonna continue. Otherwise, I think it would bring it down to, $10 across, which we don't want. Hadn't considered that one. No, okay, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. 314. I've come to the conclusion that I'm not very good at this dice control thing, or dice influence thing, because I can't seem to throw the dice the same every time. It's sort of a prerequisite to be able to throw the dice the same, hit the same spot, and I'm just, I'm not there. Not like I used to be. It might just be because I'm not concentrating. It's a 314. It is what it is. So that's going to turn all of our bets off. We're going to continue. So we should have won a bunch of stuff, and we're not working our come outs. It's the only bad part about this. If you're not working your come out and you hit, and you're just doing repeaters, it takes twice as long to get your 2 hits or 3 hits or whatever you're trying to hit. It's hard 4. And that's one of the good throw there. Good result. Just wish I could do that every time. Throw the dice with that feeling. That, not necessarily that particular result, but the hard way result would be nice. Six, 3, 9. Alright, so that should bump us down. And we're going to drop the 4 and 10 now. And continue on. Can never get anything going. Can't be as mad at that one. It was a 4-3. I can still be mad. Here we go again. But we are a little bit ahead. Can you guess what the come out is? A 3-1-4. Yeah, one of these days I'll figure out how to make the dice feel exactly the same in the hand every time. It generally does when I throw this particular grip, but when I let it go is when the change happens. It's not, maybe I need to do something like grip it a little harder or something, I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Or maybe I need to grip it a little less, I don't know. That one was a little bit harder. Let's try just barely holding on to it. See if that helps at all. Or if I end up just throwing them on the floor. Five, 6, yo. Maybe picking them up off the table. I don't know. You gotta try something that just so that they feel the same. And that kind of, that last one, I picked them up off the table instead of leaving them down, and that felt a little better. Four, 5, 9. You know, I have just a very small backswing. I think maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if I prematurely brought those down or not. It doesn't matter. We are just continuing on. All right. So I'm going to keep going with that. I'm going to lift up off the table, short backswing, and throw. Wow. 1, 5, 6. I'm gonna have to get used to that. 1, 5. 1, 5. 1, 5. Where are you at? Oh, up there. So you can tell my brain is not quite here with me. But that's all right. Prefer my brain not to be engaged in this, if possible. One, 2, 3. I guess I'm not throwing this one since I forgot to put the pass line. Come on, shooter. Maybe this will be George and I can make a lot of money off of it. Three, 2, 5. 3, 6, 9. One thing that I am sure of is that my consistency needs work. That's 7, right? Yep, sure is. There's a certain way that my thumb feels that I know it's going to be a 7. All right. Yeah, I lost money on that one because I believe that the second that only got one hit at the 35 level. Okay, we're gonna set up the pass line. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Maybe I'm thinking about things too much too. I mean, that could be it as well. Let me just kind of pick up the dice the way I think I should have them and just go instead of trying to think about where I'm aiming, all that shit. 1, 5. 1, 5, 6. You know, sometimes I think maybe that's, part of my problem is maybe I'm overthinking things. Just let the natural flow of the die go, so to speak. I mean, your setup should be methodic, I guess. It's a hard 10, but once you're ready to go, it's time to just let your natural muscle memory take over. Seven. No, 6. 1, 5, 6. But in all honesty, I think that should have been a 7 because it was the feel that I'm used to. We're going to reset. That was kind of a weird one because it ended up right at that same time. So we're gonna remove the 4 and the 10 and go from there. And hopefully make some moolah this time. I just wish I knew what actually caused that little hiccup on my thumb. There it is again. There's the 7. Come out 7, so I just lose the ATS. Yeah, we're gonna do that. It's probably okay. It doesn't. Cool. Lose it like it is. 4, 3. 4, 3. Okay. I'll already put the ATS back up. So why do I do this thumb thing with my thumb? It's like I move my thumb towards the pinky. That's the best way to describe it. When I go to the release, my thumb kind of goes towards my pinky instead of just letting go. And it's really annoying. Four, 6, 10. But I know what causes it, so I guess that's something. Or I should say I know what happens when I do that, and I know why I understand that when I do that I'm likely to throw a 7, so I can try to avoid it, but doing the avoiding is the hard part, right? 268. I feel like I throw a little bit of a knuckleball with this. I have to watch it a little bit just to see, but it seems like I throw a little bit of a knuckleball, especially with the left die. The right die is not quite as bad, but the left die, the blue die, tends to knuckle. You old snake eyes. Drift to the left. Don't mind drifts. Just don't like implosions or explosions. Six, 2, 8. Hard 4. Ooh. 3, 6, 9. I got lucky with that 6. Occasionally it happens. Alright, so we are at a point where we can reset after we hit one more time, whether we hit the point or not. Just to, ensure that we lock in that profit. Six, 2, 8. Or we can keep going. I think I'm going to just keep going and let it build up. You never know when you're going to have that monster hand. And 2 hits will pretty much cover what I would have, pulled down. So we've got 1. If we hit another one, we've covered that, and then we can look at another point or whatever. It's a hard 10. All right, so going to ask us if we want to reset. I think I'm going to reset. We're going to pull in that profit just for the heck of it. And I think this will put us 64 across. Yeah. So now we got the 4 and 10 involved as well, plus our profit. I like that. That's kind of what we're looking for, is to, you know, make the little profits, hope for the bigger one. You know, like we'll just keep grinding it out here. 213. We lose our pass line, put that back. Okay, now what do we got here? 5 and 6. Need to get one of those numbers, a 5 or a 6, either one works. But we are in dire need of at least one of those. Nope. So we're going to lose $5. And that one was kind of strange. I didn't expect to see a 2-5. I did expect to see a 4-3 there though. 2-5. And we're just going to continue. And our ATS is set up again. That's unfortunate. Again, this is my thing, you know. I have a hard time with my thumb staying in the game, so to speak. And I'm not sure why. It seems like it would be an easy thing. There's a 617. That's me trying to keep my thumb out of the game, or in the game, or whatever you want to call it. What happens is I push with my thumb, that causes the dice to spread a little bit on, and you know, take opposite angles. I really just need to find that good spot. 156. Something that's comfortable on the thumb. Something that's consistent for the die. You know, like if I could, part of the problem, I believe, is, you know, I'm having to, my thumb is having to have an awkward angle. Five, 3, 8. And keep a hold of the dice when I get to my release point, or get close to my release point, I should say. So I have to hold on to it. When I get close to the release point, I have to put a little bit of pressure on it to keep them from falling out of my hand. At least that's how I feel. So I'm trying something a little different here. I don't know. That I like the way it feels. doing is balancing. We're going to continue. I'm balancing the die on top of my fingers, and then when I let it go, it kind of rolls off my fingers a little easier, and I can just let go with my thumb, and it's not an issue. But you know, it is what it is. We'll see. Six 1 7. But I'm not going to get this ATS going, am I? 6 1, yeah. Scourge. And continue. And I really dislike 6 1s when I'm throwing a 5-4 hard way. Well, I hate them. I hate 6 1 or 4 3 or 5 2 anytime, right? But that was just a bad throw, apparently. 2 3 5. I know I babble a lot in these things. I don't know why. Six 4 10. This particular throw, or starting position, is starting to grow on me. It's kind of like, not even sure what you would call it as far as how it comes off the hand. I guess I keep the C of my hand a little bit more steady. Continue. That's probably what it is. It's more, instead of trying to, release that so that I can get a little bit of spin on the die. Because if you don't get any kind of centrifugal force, it's harder to keep the die on axis. But you get too much, it's a hard 4. If you get too much spin on the die, then you get too much momentum at the other end, because when they hit it, it'll either hit and take off, or it'll hit and stop and kind of spin in place. I've seen that so many times. And then it doesn't hit the back wall, and then they give you stare at you, yell at you, whatever. I've never really had anybody yell at me where I go, but I guess if you continue to do that all the time, then they might. Two 5 7. And that's one of the hazards. All right, we're gonna Yeah, we'll go one more. We're a little bit ahead. I mean, we're not gonna break the bank or anything, but all we gotta do is, now let me put my bet down here. If we can get through the first phase of this, we should come out of this with a profit. That was a good throw. 617. Can you believe it? That felt like the best throw of the night, and that's what happens. Amazing. But I would take that feel every time. I mean, obviously what happened is, well, actually I have no idea what happened. Probably my fingers probably came apart or something. Three, 6, 9. Or there's the possibility that those diamonds did their job back there. That's what they're there for. Yo 11. I just saw that go up once, so I'm going to take it down because it shouldn't have moved unless I hit one of our numbers. And that is not good for us. Four, 1, 5. That is good for us. Five, 4, 9. So we have successfully navigated the first level again. We also say we're going to reset since we're. I'm not sure what would happen if I had hit continue. It might have done this anyway, just the way the program is, but it doesn't matter. All right, so here we go. This is our last roll. We're up by 105. If we lose what's out there, and that's going to continue to increase with every roll. Well, actually, it won't increase with the next roll, or the next 2 rolls. It'll go down by 9. Hard 10. So the next one is going to basically, we win 14. We need 22, so we're going to lose $8 off of our rail. We don't lose the money right away, obviously, but hard 4. No help there other than, helps with the ATS, I suppose. Give 11, 6, 5. Five, 4, 9. So I suspect we'll lose money off of our rail. 5, 4. We'll lose $8, so it'll drop down to 183. It went down to 188. Didn't lose as much as I thought. I'll have to look at that. Or rethink it, whatever. Anyway. We should lose $1 off of this one. Hard 6. Yep, lost $1. All right. Apparently I just can't add or subtract, one or the other. All right. So from here on, we're going to be gaining on our rail, as well as the profit. Six, 2, 8. Now what I may consider doing once we get to at this level, the next hit, I will probably go ahead and bring in the 4 and 10 as well. We're going to get 35. In order to do that, it's going to take 20, 30, 40. So maybe I'll wait one more hit before I do it. Or I could just leave the 10 off since that's my pass line. We'll see. The 10. So much for that. Now this is going to ask me if I want to reset. It's 6, 4, 10. And I think I will. We're going to go ahead and reset. We're going to bring everything back in. All of our box numbers back in. And then we won't reset again. If we get to that point. Hard 6. That's 2 hard 6s in a row. I considered going with the hard ways instead of the ATS and trying to do a double parlay on whatever numbers I hit, but just didn't seem feasible at this level. Yo 11. And by that I mean when you hit the 6 or the 8 or the 4 or the 10, basically most of your profit's going to go into replacing the hard ways, especially if you're trying to press at the same time. It's just not worth it. Now if you get to the point where you're way up, then it might be worthwhile. 2, 6, 8. Ouch. I'm having a foot cramp right now. They aren't fun. But I don't want to change anything at the moment, like taking off my shoes or whatever. Five, 3, 8. Five, 3, 8. Again, we are not going to reset this time. Six, 4, 10. And the 10 is going to double itself. That's it. You don't do the sister numbers with the 4 or the 10. They're totally separate, at least in this particular system. Hard 4. And they basically double every time. So if you're hitting a lot of 4s and 10s, they're gonna get pretty hefty. Four, 3, 7. I mean, I can't really complain, I suppose. That was a pretty good roll. Yeah, if only. Those of you geeks out there, 1337 is leaked in geek speak. Anyway, once I do this 437, that will not be the same. So we made 162. $162, which is not bad for an hour's work. I'd take 162 an hour. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen every time. It's more like once you average it out, it's probably more like somewhere around $30. Because you have your bad days, you have your good days, or bad hours, good hours, depending on how you look at it. But finding it hard to talk, so I'm going to go ahead and call it here.